When she heard those bars slam hard, she knew it was for real. Hi Dr. Tashmi, I'm Vaishnavi 101242. Today I'm going to be reflecting on Teresa's TED talk. I learned serving time for the crime I didn't commit. To summarize her story, in January of 2009, she was informed that she had handled a fraudulent transaction where she was worked. After that, she got arrested, maliciously charged, and prosecuted. The police officer asked her to pay him about 10,000 US dollars so that her case would be disappeared. For 2.5 years, in and out court, she fight for her innocence. At the same time, the police officer asked her to pay him about 50,000 US dollars so that the judgment will be in her favor. But she still refused to pay him. Teresa wants to fight until the end because there was no evidence that she had wrongdoing for the case that she was up for. 3 years of post-conviction and 2 years of post-release, Teresa got cleared by the Court of Appeal of any wrongdoing. At the same time, she got blessed with her son named Uhuru, which in her dialect means freedom. What stands out the most is, for me, I think, how Teresa turned her unfair imprisonment into an opportunity to help those women and girls in prison, and also addressing the flaws in justice system. For example, after her release, Teresa started a new project called as Clear Start. Clear Start is an organization focused on reintegration and empowerment for those women and girls in prison. So basically, this Clean Start project is to train those girls and women and giving them skills, tools, and support to enable them to change their mindsets, behaviors, and attitudes. This Clean Start project also provides them employment, jobs, and vocational training. Teresa's experiences doesn't change my perception of the justice system. So because about 12 years ago, one of my family members got arrested and have been in the jail for 5 years for the crime that he didn't commit. And at the same time, there's no evidence also to prove that he did the crime. To be honest, actually, his friend is the one who did the crime. The one who did the crime got escaped because of internal and external support. But my family member got the punishment. What my family member did is to just wait for him to be released from the jail. For me, I think it's an unfair judgment for my family member because he's not the one who did the crime, but his friend. I think the justice system have its own flaws actually. Being wrongly imprisoned make people to lose their dignity and freedom. So even after being cleared of any wrongdoing, the negative perception of being called a criminal can still make it very difficult to reintegrate into the society. Teresa was judged and shamed by the society despite being innocent, and it also shows how public tends to assume guilt without knowing the full story. Secondly, lack of resources and support. Many individuals who are wrongfully incarcerated have lacked access to have legal representation with lawyer or financial resources to fight their case. Example from the Teresa story, as someone who experienced firsthand the failures of the legal system, Teresa's stories shows how difficult is it for individuals to prove their innocence without external support. The third one is mental health issues. The trauma of wrongful imprisonment can lead to severe mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder, which is PTSD. And the last one is difficulty in reintegrating into the society. Reintegration can be challenging as individuals may struggle to adapt to life outside of the prison. They may face difficulties in finding employment, housing, or social support. The third one is social work implication. How can social workers can advocate or address for individuals impacted by wrongful incarceration, and particularly in terms of mental health, social reintegrations, and family dynamics? First is mental health support. Wrongful incarceration causes significant trauma, including anxiety, depression, PTSD, and a loss of trust in institutions. The first one is trauma-informed care. Social workers should use trauma-informed approaches to help individuals process their experiences, rebuild self-esteem, and developing coping strategies. The second one is therapeutic interventions. Facilitate access to counseling service, group therapy, and peer support programs tailored to the needs of formerly incarcerated individuals. The third one is advocacy for the mental health services. Social workers have to push for policies ensuring mental health are integrated into post-incarceration programs. Second one is social reintegration. Rebuilding life after wrongful incarceration involves addressing stigma, securing employment, and fostering community acceptance. The first one is employment assistance. Social workers can connect individuals with job training program, assist with their resume building, and advocate with employers to reduce the stigma. Next one is community education. As a social worker, we can create awareness campaign to reduce societal stigma and promote empathy toward formerly incarcerated individuals. Last one for social reintegration is rehabilitation programs. As a social worker, we can also develop initiatives that equip individuals with life skills, financial literacy, and networking opportunities to ease the integration process. Third one is family dynamics. Incarceration disrupts family relationships. As a social worker, we can offer family counseling to address the issue of mistrust, the estrangement, and emotional distance caused by incarceration. The second one is parenting support. As a social worker, we can also provide them parenting classes for those who missed significant milestones in their children's life. One is child advocacy. As a social worker, we ensure children of wrongfully incarcerated individuals receive psychological support and resources to address the trauma of separation. The last one is personal takeaways. How has this talk influenced my perspective on my role as a future social worker in dealing with marginalized or stigmatized populations? The first one is empathy and understanding. Working with individuals impacted by wrongful incarceration requires empathy and understanding of the trauma and stigma that they have faced. As a social worker, I will try to create a safe and non-judgmental space for clients to share their experiences or their feelings. Recognizing the potential for trauma and using trauma-informed practice will be essential when working with these individuals. So as a social worker, I will avoid triggering topics. The third one is holistic approach. Wrongful incarceration affects not just the individual, but also their family and community. As a future social worker, I will prioritize a holistic approach which addressing the interconnected needs of clients and their loved ones. Moreover, as a future social worker, I will also prioritize advocacy for the fairness and justice in my practice. I will also prioritize community engagement and outreach, empowering marginalized and stigmatized populations to share their stories. So to conclude, Teresa's story show us as a powerful reminder of the important role of social workers play in addressing systemic injustice and supporting marginalized population. Her journey highlights the importance of advocacy, trauma-informed care and reintegration for the individuals affected by systemic failures such as wrongful incarceration. As a social worker, I'm inspired to approach my work with empathy, a commitment to addressing stigma, and a dedication to driving systemic change. Last but not least, Teresa's story proved that social workers are not just service providers, but they are the heroes of hope, justice, and lasting change. That's all from me. Thank you very much.